Here we go again. Canada Post is on strike again. Don't get mad at the workers. Get mad at Canada Post. Because they've been negotiating for 21 months. And every time they start to move forward, Canada Post backs off. You know why? Because they know the feds are going to come in and do something. Which is exactly what happened. The federal government has announced a broad overhaul, including an end to door-to-door delivery. That was this guy. Here's this guy's contact info. I'm going to hold your hand with an envelope between. When I say to you, we like door-to-door delivery, the same reason that you're claiming that Canada Post is going to be defunct, because there are services like Amazon and Dragonfly, that's because they deliver to our door. Nobody likes pulling up to a bunch of gray boxes at 5 o'clock on your way home from work with 7 other people there and the sidewalk hasn't been cleaned and there's slush in the gutter to get your fucking mail. I like just opening my front door, bloop, the mailbox, and getting my stuff. But more importantly, we keep hearing how changes have to be made because it's a crown corporation that is not making any money and they've lost billions of dollars and meh. I don't like comparing to the private sector, but since the government is going to treat Canada Post as if it was a business, which it isn't, it is a service that should be funded by the government. If a business in private sector was hemorrhaging money, the way that they claim Canada Post is, maybe they need to get rid of all of these executives that clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing because the government has had to come in and give them direction. Oh, and all 12 of the vice presidents. Because if you can't fix the business, why the fuck is the business going to continue to pay you? But it's the workers' fault. Doug Ettinger was appointed to the Canada Post Corporation Act, earning a salary of between $507,000 and $596,000. As of 2023, I'm sure it's increased. Now, to put that in perspective, that's $42,000 to $49,000 a month for not fixing a failing business and not bargaining in good faith, because you shouldn't be making sweeping changes during the bargaining process. Because let's see how much a letter carrier makes in Canada. Sure as fuck isn't $49,000 a month. Now, I know there's a lot of other people that work in a variety of different places within Canada Post. I'm just giving an example. And the VPs also make a fuck ton of money because they're a VP. But Canada Post says it can't sustain, so we have to make changes, which is going to, in effect, cause job loss down the road. But the most ridiculous part of this is that all of those people that are responsible for making decisions within Canada Post must have been golfing and had to have the feds come in to tell them what to do. If you're that shitty at your job that somebody else has to tell you how to fix your company, you don't deserve that job. But moreover, it's on the backs of the workers. But don't worry, because while this pesky little strike is happening, there are other delivery companies that one could use. Like, I don't know, Purolator, where the CEO of Canada Post sits on the board. How is this not a fucking conflict of interest? The federal jobs minister said federal mediators are there to help and encourages everyone to get back to the table for a fair solution. That's this one. Here is her information. Because when you're looking at fiscal responsibility, cutting services shouldn't be the first thing to go. And because Canada Post is in its entirety a service, it should just be funded. Just fund it. I'm okay with my tax dollars going to funding Canada Post. But you best get rid of all the top that clearly don't know how to do a job. And stop taking it out on the frontline workers and the people receiving the service. Anyway, we support you, Cup W. I love my letter carriers. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Justin. I enjoy talking to them. They add to our community. And anyone who works a frontline position should be compensated fairly, especially when the dude at the top makes more per month than a lot of the people at the bottom make in a year. The workers aren't the problem. Canada Post senior management is the problem.